It's a great pleasure to welcome you all here this evening. I'm going to be very brief, and before I introduce my good friend David Landsman, I want to just mention 3 things that are happening. And the first thing that is happening is that this evening we are relaunching the British-Serbian Chamber of Commerce here in Belgrade. It's, as you'll hear, this is very much a bilateral enterprise. It's a joint chamber linking the UK and Serbia. When I arrived here as ambassador, I said that my ambition was to build a stronger, forward-looking relationship between the United Kingdom and the Republic of Serbia. Trade and investment has to be a major part of that relationship. So the first thing I want to tell you about that's happening is the relaunch of the Chamber. The second thing I want to mention that is happening is Brexit. Brexit. And I'm sure you've all heard a lot about Brexit over the past few months. And I only want to say one thing about Brexit, and that is just to say to everybody that the United Kingdom is leaving the European Union, but our commitment to supporting reform and building relationships with Serbia and the countries of this region is as strong as ever. And if anything, we're hoping that we can find even more opportunities for cooperation. So that's the second thing that's happening. The third thing, whilst I have a captive audience, the United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP26, will be taking place in Glasgow. And I mention it not just because environmental protection and climate has been such a big topic here this week in Belgrade, but also because it is going to be a major, major priority for the United Kingdom and for this embassy. And when we're talking about climate change and energy, we talk, of course, about greener energy, greener financing, and so on. So 3 things. That's enough from me. But this is the last thing is an incredibly important priority for us, and it's an important priority for the British government in our trade and investment work as well.
It's really great to be here. We think there are huge opportunities right now for business relations, economic relations between our 2 countries, because there's a lot of change on both sides. Serbia is moving at the fastest speed it can towards the European Union. The UK has taken a decision to move in the opposite direction, but change always brings opportunity in business. And we all know this is when you can really make a difference. And I think there's going to be really good support from both governments for strengthening the relations, and that we as a Chamber of Commerce, we're not a government, we do something different and our members are different, but we can make a real difference to that. So I think there's no better time for me to become the chair, but also for the Chamber to make a real difference. We're already seeing, in the last few months, more interest, and I hope that your presence here this evening means that
the subject of exchange between Great Britain and Serbia?
I think the key subject of exchange, in my view, is on clean growth and technology. 2 of the key themes that will determine our future in the next 100 years. And the UK has a lot of expertise in that area, and the Serbian market is a really great market for those sort of activities. And events like today really highlight what we can do together in those broad themes. As the ambassador said earlier, the UK is also hosting COP26, which is the UK Climate Change Summit in Glasgow. it is a key area that I'm sure our Serbian counterparts would really like to contribute. So in terms of those areas, I would say technology, which of course is going to have a massive impact on the 21st century, our lives, and of course clean growth.
Do you think the chances are higher because of Brexit?
Well, that's a tricky question in a view, but of course we're leaving the European Union, but again, as one of my colleagues said earlier, leaving the European Union creates opportunities for us to do more business with countries like Serbia, which is of course outside the European Union and trying to get into the EU. Leaving the EU, of course, doesn't mean we're turning our back on Europe. As our Prime Minister keeps saying enthusiastically, we are really, really keen to embrace the rest of Europe and the rest of the world to actually work together to tackle global issues, including climate change, as I've already said.
Ja sam profesor Maja Levi-Jakšić sa Fakulteta organizacionih nauka Univerzitet u Beogradu.
Znate što je zanimljivo? Da ono što je nauka povezujete sa realnošću.
Tako je, sa praksom i to je uvek bio veliki problem koji pokušavamo da nastojimo da taj gap smanjimo.
Tako. A vi ste?
Ja sam Tijana Gajić, direktorka Pexem fondacije i mi ulažemo u mlade talente i putem toga pokušamo menjamo sredinu za buduće generacije na bolje.
Kako mislite da menjate sredinu? Ajde, šta radite?
Znači, prvo ih šaljemo u inostranstvo da se tamo, da dobiju obrazovanje i da pogledaju kako se radi u svetu, pa onda se vrate ovde i pokušamo da im pronađemo pozicije sa koje mogu da naprave utjecaj.
Ja sam Dragana Čalija, vlasnik softverske kompanije SaintD i u okviru koga smo razvijali projekat, odnosno naš startup pod nazivom Order Engine. Ovde smo povodom toga što smo uspeli da postanemo deo Global Entrepreneurship programa Department of International Trade u Londonu i imamo mogućnost da skaliramo svoj proizvod na londonsko tržište zajedno sa njima kao podrškom u tome.
Kako mislite da zadržite svoje programere, one koje znaju, kojima ste dali početak, kada dobiju dobre uslove i imaju nameru da odu? Šta radite? Koju čaroliju nad njima izvodite da bi oni ostali? Računate na lojalnost? Šta je ono kako ih zadržavate? To me interesuje.
Ja se jako slažem sa vama da u ovom momentu je lojalnost nešto što je onako malo postalo zanimljiva tema. Ljudi vole da budu deo tima. I ljudi vole promene na dnevnom nivou ako su u skladu sa njihovim personalitijem. Međutim, s obzirom da poslednjih 2 godine ja mnogo putujem i na relaciji sam London, Srbija ili zbog potreba posla je to i Amerika. I ja smatram da nekada ljude treba i pustiti da odu da bi se vratili. I ja sada nakon ovih 2 godine mnogo više cenim i ono što imam ovde, što sam izgradila, što sam napravila i smatram da nekad ne treba ni po svaku cenu ih čuvati. Oni koji žele da ulažu, koji znaju ko su i koji žele da naprave nešto, oni će ostati. Oni koji imaju ambiciju da odu, podržite ih jer će vam oni doći nazad i doneti nešto sa sobom.
Vi slušate ovo i kažete šta?
I kažem da ja dolazim sa Ekonomskog fakulteta Univerziteta u Beogradu i moj fakultet ima uspešnu saradnju sa London School of Economics, koja je vodeća institucija u svetu i vrlo smo ponosni na to da već nekoliko generacija imamo više od 25-30 studenata na programima ekonomije, finansija, biznisa i da uspevamo da međunarodne standarde primenimo ovde u Srbiji i da prosto omogućimo da studenti stiču najbolja znanja ovde u Beogradu i u Srbiji.
I believe that with Brexit on the one side and the efforts that Serbia is making towards joining the European Union, we both have very good reasons to grow the economic relationship because change on any side always provides opportunity for business. So the changes that we're going through now can be very positive changes, and I'm really optimistic about those chances.
Mr. Lensman, there is one thing, you you are very knowledgeable about everything what's going on from the economical side and the political side. Everybody was really amazed about the Brexit, you know, but some people which are following the devotion and development the things of Great Britain, they think that Great Britain always can manage alone, you know. This is what they do believe, you know, and they always think they have something always in mind and they have a strategy which is not published. What do you think?
Well, I don't believe that any country can or wants to go it alone, and I don't think that's what Brexit will be about. I think what it will be about for Britain is finding new opportunities, not abandoning old ones. And I think that, you know, leaving politics to one side, because I'm not involved in politics anymore, I'm involved in business. I think business is always very good at finding new opportunities, and that's what we're going to do, and I hope we can do it together.
Tell me, are you happy to be again in the same house?
It is wonderful to be back in this house again. I have such warm memories of being in Serbia and being in Belgrade. I'm always pleased to be back.
Let's have a cup of tea in London. Here is my card for you.
It will be my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Organizovati iz Londona sve ovo što se događa ovde u Beogradu?
Pa nije bilo teško kada sarađujete sa Department International Trade, sa britanskom ambasadom, ovde sve je moguće i jako je lako.
Da li mislite da će ovog puta uspeti da se ta saradnja konačno i dogodi i da traje?
Sigurno sam u poslednjih par meseci jako se primećuje porast u zainteresovanosti od strane Srbije prema Britaniji i od Britanije prema Srbiji. Ne mogu da obećam šta će se desiti, ali definitivno smatram posle Brexita biće puno mogućnosti.